what's up? This is Khalil Guinn, aka Lawrence. Today, I want to talk about thinking versus doing. Okay. So I know a lot of people who are thinking about losing weight or becoming healthier. They've been thinking about it for a long time, but they haven't actually done anything about it. And some of you have probably thought about it for a couple of years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. Before I started my fitness journey last year, I thought about it for, I'd say about 6 or 7 years. I thought about losing weight. But the longer I thought about it, the more weight I gained. I continued to ignore the signs that my weight had gotten out of control. I tried to fool myself into thinking that my weight wasn't that bad. You've heard that before, right? But deep inside, it was really something that that was bothering me. I was really ashamed of. And I tried to tell myself that obesity just ran in my family. It was genetic. My family, folks, not just immediate family, but just like in my extended family, battle with like high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, those type of things. And, like I said, I always thought it was just genetic. And then I started to look back at my childhood, and I remember all of our like different family get-togethers and family reunions and stuff like that. And what sticks out the most about that is the food, what we were eating. There was always plenty of beer, plenty of fried foods, chicken, catfish, macaroni, salty greens, cakes, sweet potato pies, barbecue ribs, potato salad, maybe a token salad with French dressing, which is like the worst dressing you can use. But anyway, so it got me to thinking, maybe if I didn't eat this way, I wouldn't be so fat. So I thought about it, and I thought about it some more, and I thought about it some more, and I kept gaining weight while I was thinking about trying to lose it. And eventually I just kind of forgot about it. I just accepted it and said, this is the way it is. I let my mind play tricks on me. I would, get up in the morning, I'd look at myself in the mirror, and I'd just ignore the big belly that was just sitting there, I tried to fool myself into thinking that what I looked like on the outside didn't affect me on the inside, and that is absolutely not true. Now I know that. Before, I tried to use that as an excuse that, I should only be concerned about, my inner self, or whatever you want to call it. When in fact, it's the combination of your inner self and your physical body that really makes the person that you are, and really affects your attitude, it affects your outlook on life. The two are interconnected. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you how interconnected they are. And I'll give you an example. I used to work for the software company, like some years back, right? And we went on this outing, team outing or whatever, to Cedar Point. So we're there at Cedar Point, and I'm standing in line for a ride, and there's this large lady in front of me, right? And we're about to get on some roller coaster. And so, the ride comes up. She tries to get in the seat. She's able to sit down in the seat, right? But then she can't get the lap belt over her waist and get it connected. So, she tries for like 2 minutes to do it. And, it's not happening. It is not happening. Eventually, she gets herself out of the seat and leaves. And that had to bother her. All right? And what I was thinking in my mind at that time was, that should be a wake-up call. That should be a wake-up call for this chick to lose weight. So the ride, they go off without her. They come back. Everyone gets off. My turn to get in. So I get in the ride. I get in the seat. I sit down. Casual, no big deal. I take the lap belt, put it around my waist, and try and connect it. It won't fit. I can't get the lap belt over my waist. I tried for about a minute. The whole time I'm trying to do that, people are like, this dude needs to get up out the ride and just like that lady, walk down the ramp. And eventually that's what I did. That shit was embarrassing as hell. So, here I was talking about this woman. And, obviously my self-image at the time was, I was fooling myself into thinking that I was thinner or smaller than I really was. That's what it came down to. And so that should have been my wake-up call. And it bothered me the whole day. The whole day. It bothered me for days after that. I kept thinking about it and thinking about it. Even a couple weeks after that, I would think and think. But I never did anything about it. Okay? And this is getting back to that whole theme of thinking is not the same as doing. All right. So that was a few years ago, and I kept gaining weight. And like you guys, a lot of you already know. You saw my first video. I went all the way up to 255 pounds. 5'11", 6 feet, and 255. So you've got to actually take action and do something. Don't just think about it. Don't get complacent. You're probably complacent now. You may be complacent now. I was the same way, exactly the same way. And then finally, when I got fed up with looking at myself in the mirror, when I came down here to San Antonio, one day I just reevaluated everything that was going on in my life, and rather than just sitting around and moping about it, being negative, I decided to actually do something about it. And that made all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. That was last May in 2009. And I went from 255 pounds down to 193. That's where I'm at right now. I'm only 7 pounds away from my initial goal weight of 185. I've had setbacks. I've fallen off the wagon a couple times, but I've always gotten back on. And I've always just stuck with it. And if I can do it, there is absolutely no reason why you can't. None. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care how much you have to lose. It may take you longer, but you have to start somewhere. You actually have to start, because thinking about it is not going to get you anywhere at all.